What's up YouTube? This is Aaron from AKA Reef with another installment documenting the process and progress of our 185 gallon display tank, 240 gallon system, roughly 1,000 liters. Yeah, so much to get you guys updated on. We've got a new light, got quite a few new coral. Unfortunately, we had to actually remove two of the Zebrasoma tang, the yellow tang and the Scopus tang, because they just were not getting along with our purple. This is a pretty well covered topic in the hobby as far as just keeping different tanks together. You know, it's very much recommended you don't keep two of the same tang together, such as a yellow tang and a purple tang. Because they are the same type of tang, they will eventually, most likely, start battling for territory, which is what happened in our tank, and they just couldn't get along. Because our tank's right here in our home, we've been able to observe very closely, and we decided that the stress and aggression from the three tanks together, it was just stressing everybody out, and it actually caused a bit of an ick outbreak in our tank, which sucks. No! But we're taking it as we go. So the first step to remedy our problems was we got rid of the yellow tang, we got rid of the Scopus tang. They both went to a good friend of ours, and those two tang are actually in another tank with one another, seeing how they could do. Just the two of them, who knows, maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. It's always worth a try if you have means of responsibly rehoming the fish if something doesn't work out. So because we had a little bit of a disease outbreak in our tank, we did actually decide it was best to move forward with setting up our hospital tank situation, which is actually two 20-gallon long aquariums. Also just put a piece of cardboard in between the tanks so the tanks don't see each other and start fighting. And I was able to grab this big piece of PVC from Home Depot as a bit of a cave, if you will. Just provides a sense of security for these guys to minimize the stress and help them bounce back as quickly as possible and back into the main display. So in these smaller aquariums, we're able to really monitor the levels and also minimize the amount of medication that we're adding to the tank to help remedy the ick for these specific fish. We decided to go ahead and first treat the powder blue tang and the purple tang. They were showing the most severe signs of the ick and what we think is velvet. We did do a freshwater dip on the purple just to make sure that it wasn't also flukes, because we have brought in a lot of livestock from our local fish store with disease and whatever else the fish store could have in its system, and this is kind of the price you pay. So there's so many trains of thought on the issue as far as quarantining. Do you quarantine your fish? Do you quarantine your coral? Quarantine. I would say at this point, we recommend no matter what, always quarantine your fish if you can. If it's just a matter of patience, you know, this hobby takes a lot of patience, and really quarantining your fish can minimize, if not eliminate, the risk of having what's going on with us happen to you. So learn from our mistakes, quarantine your fish, go by the book if you can too. If it's not your goal to see three of the same tank together, just don't do it. I mean, you can have a community of copacetic, you know, cohesive individuals that don't have to be the same type of fish. So yeah, that's just our school of thought on it now moving forward. Anyways, want to share that with you guys, and we also just want to give you an update on where we're at now. So we're monitoring the quarantine tanks, or excuse me, the hospital tanks very closely, doing water tests each day, making sure the temp, the salinity, and everything is right, because I don't even have any filtration on the hospital tanks right now, just the air pump with air stone. We took some biomedia from the sump of our main display, dropped it over there, and then heaters in both the tanks also. We do even have nanny cams on the tanks as well, as you saw, just to be able to monitor these hospital tanks very closely even when we're not at home. In the hospital tanks, we are treating with copper power this time. It's a 9-day treatment, about day 4 of quarantine tank situation, and we are actually noticing some improvement in those guys. We're happy about that. It doesn't remedy the ick in our main display tank. Unfortunately, the ick and the velvet is in our system, so all we're doing is really trying to help the sick fish get as healthy as they can, eat well, and let their immune system fight off or dampen the situation with them. We are going to leave the quarantine/hospital tank set up so we can quarantine as we should new fish that are coming in as we move forward. I also want to just touch on something real quick. So we had our old 75-gallon aquarium up for sale, and someone approached us to buy it, and you know, they had a blue tang, a regal hippo tang in a 20-gallon tall tank. Now, I am not the tank police by any means, but I disagree that somewhere like Petco should sell the blue tang in particular, because they do eventually get so big and need such a large aquarium to house these fish and give them the best potential for a long lifespan, a healthy life. So anyways, the deal ended up not working out with our 75-gallon anyhow, but just want to throw this out there, you guys. If you have any friends or family that are interested in getting into the hobby, just let them know, you know, make sure you always check to see what the minimum tank size is for the fish you're getting, and just know what it takes to give these guys care for the entire duration of their lives, other than just knowing that you're gonna need a bigger tank and then getting a bigger tank when you get to that point. We've done that also, and you know, you just run into complications at some point. So try to get fish that you can have forever in the tank you have right now. It'll save you a lot of stress, probably a lot of money, and just a lot of headache altogether. So we're gonna be keeping you guys posted on what happens with our tank, as far as the ick, as far as coral growth, as far as how the new light's helping. Yeah, so the new light, by the way, we've got a Reef Breeders light. I think it's the 32-inch or the 3-foot Reef Breeders light. I'll put a link in the description below. My wife Mariana surprised us with a Christmas present for the reef, this new light. Our reef, our corals, our fish are our family, so we want to make sure to give them the best that we can give them. Anyways, you guys, again, I'm Aaron from AKA Reef. Thanks for tuning in. We got we were observing very closely, so we just